I wonder what kind of music is unlocked right now.
In high rise. Don't know what came over me out there. It was like... Well, anyway, whatever it was, it's past. Feels like I'm me again. More or less.
Okay, so there's 4 songs currently. You can listen to almost all of them on the soundtrack, so move on to the next stuff.
Door 3, one more time.
I'll try and finish the challenges. Let's hope I can
watch
do each one in one turn. So I believe I have to walk. Oops. Went too far. You have to walk behind him and then do a crash with a breach. And then, yeah, there we go.
Scratch that. We're done.
Okay. Traces.
You are quick. Let's give it a shot. Gotta move quick once the process shows up.
Right, so I can actually, I think, set these guys up before I start fighting. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't know where exactly they're gonna be, but maybe that'll work.
Here come your old friends.
Oh crap. Okay, and that one. And wow, that's actually...
Not much time left.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be harder.
You did it.
Torment.
And we're back. Lucky door number 4. What do we have this time?
These are really interesting. Although you have to turn on your limiters if you want to have limiters. And this will be a good time to actually read the stories for the limiters. So let's go ahead and do that. So, this is our first limiter, resilience. And let's go ahead and just jump into the lore. I can't really see very well to the left here because my recorder is a little bit messed up, but the cells, they spoil like, well, like anything that spoils, except instead of spoiling, they become something else, something they don't seem to want to be. This is no conversion, but a total metamorphosis. It cannot be reversed as far as I can tell. Once the cell has shifted to this form, then all that remains is for it to expel its stored potential, like a last breath, back into the ether, I suppose. Some form of self-defense? Royce. And over the lifetime, there's been a little bit more than 30 million of these guys killed. I've killed 59, so definitely not the majority. And this is the efficiency limiter. It gives you 4% bonus to experience, and the process will strike twice as much with twice as much power. 3 limiters. This is just the total. Doesn't really matter. Piston flatteners, overdrive system, grapple shots, some versions. Pulverizing, absorption. Okay, so designation jerk. Wouldn't want to agitate this particular specimen. Would strongly advise against any such thing. Do not disturb. Although, it is quite docile, really. Not easily disturbed, but not to be disturbed. Its large frame suggests to me it is an older form, less efficient, less capable in some ways, though specialized. Specialized like all the rest. It wouldn't still be around if it didn't have its uses. And just you look at it, you can guess what it's for, I'm sure. You need a good plot of land to build upon? Why, here's the process you ought to call. Royce. And then we have initiative. The process will respawn from cells in much less time. Designation weed. The ground is positively teeming with these little numbers, isn't it now? They spread while underground. Of this I'm certain, though the exact method of reproduction, that I don't exactly understand. It isn't... Well, it must get so crowded down there that once in a while, why one of them decides it's time to poke its head up for a look around. Is this a primordial form of some sort, from which all the other specimens come to pass? The others tend to turn to these as though for guidance, despite how simple they appear to be. Requires further study. Royce. And those are all the ones I have for now. So, let's go ahead and... Can I grab both? Yes, I can. Oh, I guess we're inspecting this one right now, because I clicked on it by accident. So, let's read about the disappearance of our bounce subject. And just to recap, I believe this was the person that was doing organizations and charities and such. Yeah. Yes, this was the charity lady. So let's talk about her disappearance. The Camerata saw in Miss Kane an invaluable moral compass of sorts, someone predominantly driven by philanthropic goals and seeking no personal gain from her actions. This type of perspective they felt was an important counterbalance in comparison to some of the other individuals they had in mind, whose work was no less significant to the city, but whose intentions were not as plain to see. After her disappearance, those who knew Miss Kane reluctantly came to believe that the Channel incident shook her resolve enough to where she decided to go away for a while to reignite her passion. Okay. So, it's always good to have main functions in these kind of challenges. But basically, while I'm doing this, I'll talk a little bit more about... Oh, jeez, okay, that's bad. About what's going on in the world. what's going on with this transistor, really, what the Camerata are thinking. So basically, the delay on that one. Basically, they're trying to put together this transistor, like they're trying to put a bunch of different personalities in there to like, I think it's it's to make this like better world shaping using the transistor, and they're putting these people in here to like create the world using their personalities, something along those lines, I believe. It's really quite strange, but also pretty cool. But more on that later. Ugh, I really don't like that one. We're gonna do this. Oh jeez, a jerk too. Okay, let's go into planning mode. So she's gonna move out of there. And I don't really want to be on the bad side of a jerk while I'm on cooldown, so let's just do that. And then do this. Breach twice. And then let's try and move away from her. The young lady is almost gone. So probably gotta get that next. Oh, woo! Yeah, so over here. Okay. So they both die from this. Okay. Okay, and now we can get ping. Let's put ping in here. And can't have bounce. Okay, that's fine.
Last round.
Last round indeed. So we have a young lady. And a oh, and a creeper. Okay. Two young ladies? Two young ladies, okay. Not too bad. Be able to deal with it. Oh, this is actually, let's go this way. Actually, do it a little bit more efficiently. Oh, did I miss? Did I miss again? There we go. That's not gonna, I'm not even gonna waste the extra moves. You won't hit him. Oh. Ah, no, it just teleported, damn it. So, oh my gosh. Alright, that's good enough for me. Oh, they didn't both die. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my god, I'm about to take a lot of damage. Oh, no, there we go. And here we go. Just to finish them off. Oh, one of the young ladies still up. Oh wow, I almost messed up there. The bad cells really aren't too bad to deal with early on.
We have a winner.
And that's it for the performance tests. Vanishing point. Now I'm gonna go really quick and read the rest of our lore.
You felt that right. Time to rehearse.
And this test room, you unlock it pretty early on, and you can read all the lore and everything here. It's quite nice. So let's finish reading our lore. Where do we? Here we go. And it's our help function. One of my favorites, Sybil Rice. So, meeting Red. Miss Raish met Red while putting together a small program for up-and-coming artists, and became infatuated first with Red's music, then with her. According to diary entries, there was something inscrutable and confident about Red that Miss Raish could not explain. However, Miss Raish was frustrated to find that Red grew distant. Though through all this, Miss Raish observed the aloofness of one of Red's companions, and decided he must have been insinuating Red against her. Miss Reich thought through various ways to rectify this. Okay. And Ping is the other one, okay.
Enter Hyaford went to the country. Precinct did a press conference and everything.
Hinter Hyaford, I think he said. Background and just psychology and deduction. He is our detective. Okay. I can't read these two words. So. Background. How many cases must one crack to become the most highly decorated detective in the 18th precinct? Even this officer, Hunter Halliford, knew ahead of time, although he never acted pridefully about it. Of course, Officer Halliford was no mere detective. He was a forecaster. This was one of the rarest and least understood professions in Cloudbank. Though the results spoke for themselves. Officer Halliford possessed an almost uncanny ability to solve any mystery that blew into town. So it was that he became very interested in the reasons why Central Administration quietly decided to take down the northwestern edge of the Goldwalk district until further notice. Okay. Right. I need to grab something, so let's just grab this. I'm sure there will be extra things I can do outside.
That was kind of fun.
It was fun. You are completely right, Breach. I believe Vanishing Point is the newest one. And after this, I'm just gonna listen to some music. So you can go ahead and skip to the next video if you're just interested in gameplay. But I really like this music, so I'm gonna take a little bit of time to listen to it. You know, I'm kind of itching for battle, so I think I might just go on to the next part. I haven't played this game in a while.